Hello and welcome to the World of Anime YouTube channel. In today's video we'll be talking about the 15 best shonen animes of all times.
この目は闇がよく見える。
Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece, or what they call the Big Three, and many more animes shonen series tend to be very popular. But which are the best shows of them all? Though shonen can often be derided for its formulaic nature, it still remains one of the most popular anime genres of them all. That's due in no large part to most of the series knowing what they're best at and sticking to it. Impressive fight scenes, strong and often likable character archetypes, and powerful stories surrounding themes of friendship, family, and being an all-around decent person. Still, over the years there's been no shortage of impressive shonen anime thanks both to Shonen Jump and its many competitors. So for this list, we are cutting things down to the cream of the crop. Which shonen anime stands as king among them all? Without any further dawdle, let us begin today's video. Starting from the bottommost, that is number 15th, here comes Black Clover. Black Clover is one of the newer shonen animes around right now, but it has already attracted a large and impressive fan base. The show started airing in 2017 and is still ongoing. It was created by Studio Pierrot, which is the studio that was behind other huge shonen hits like Naruto and Bleach. The series follows two young boys named Asta and Yuno who were both abandoned as children and raised together. Their one goal is to become the Wizard King, which is the most powerful mage in the land. 14th, Code Geass. Code Geass is an extremely popular shonen anime that has sold millions of copies worldwide. The main draw of the series is the exiled prince of Britannia, Lelouch, who is a beloved anime character. The show follows Lelouch as he tries to lead a powerful rebellion against the Holy Empire of Britannia after receiving a special gift known as The Power of Absolute Obedience from a mysterious girl named Cece. Some people have said the show has some similarities to Death Note, but it involves mechas. 13th, Bleach. Bleach is considered one of the big three in shonen anime alongside Naruto and One Piece. Out of the three, Bleach is the only one that isn't still airing or doesn't have a spin-off still ongoing. However, that doesn't mean the show was bad. On the contrary, it is still very popular and there have been other projects made such as a live-action film since it ended. The main character, Ichigo Kurosaki, is a high school student who becomes a soul reaper with the job of protecting people from malevolent spirits known as hollows. 12th, Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been around for decades now and it has existed in multiple iterations from anime to card games to manga to video games and beyond. The original anime series started in 2000 but since then there have been tons of spin-offs. The primary story revolves around the Millennium Puzzle and the desire of everyone to decipher its secrets to be granted a wish. A high schooler named Yugi unleashes his alter ego after solving it that takes over during times of trouble as he begins to compete in the iconic Duel Monsters card game to fend off those who want to steal the Millennium Puzzle for themselves. 11th, Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic. Shinobu Otaka's Magi deserves far more credit than it usually receives. It draws on Middle Eastern stories for its characters and settings, which already makes it more original than most of the anime and manga that come out. But the anime also features some gorgeous animation courtesy of A1 Pictures to bring Otaka's world to life. The series follows Aladdin and Alibaba chronicling their journey as they take on dungeons, dangerous magical towers filled with traps, and treasure beyond their wildest dreams, bringing them closer to the goal of making Alibaba into a king. While it received a fairly faithful adaptation almost entirely free of filler, there's just one problem with the series: it never got a final season, meaning fans are forever waiting to learn how things turned out.
Two of the anime series secured their place at number 10 on this list.
The first one is Seven Deadly Sins. Nakaba Suzuki's Seven Deadly Sins series follows the story of a young woman named Elizabeth Lyons. Elizabeth is the third princess over her country, and she's forced to seek out the legendary Seven Deadly Sins to aid her after her country's best soldiers, the Holy Knights, take over her kingdom. Seven Deadly Sins skyrocketed to popularity not long after the series was transformed into an anime. But the show on its fourth season, it doesn't seem like it's going to cool off anytime soon. If anything holds Seven Deadly Sins from achieving greater heights, it would have to be the show's seeming obsession with fanservice and the graphics of its fourth season. Second one is Haikyuu. This volleyball anime, serialized in manga form in Weekly Shonen Jump alongside My Hero Academia and Dr. Stone, is one of the more popular sports anime currently running. The series focuses on Shoyo Hanata, a boy enthusiastic to become a volleyball champion despite his short stature. He ends up joining his high school's volleyball team, which pits him against a rival player who he faced off in middle school, Tobayo Kageyama. The rivals are forced to work together, along with a cast of other wild characters, to become the greatest high school volleyball team ever. Part of what makes Haikyuu refreshing is how realistic the problems facing the core characters are. No players are superhuman. They have reasonable weaknesses and strengths, and it's only through teamwork that they can overcome the challenges facing them. The cast of characters are lovable and well-rounded, it's just a delight. 9th, Fairy Tail. Hiromashima's story of a guild of magic users who for some reason like to punch, kick, and slice things more than actually casting spells has enjoyed a great deal of popularity over the last decade. At least enough for the series to come back not once but twice, with the recent version having started up again last year and nearly winding down the original manga's storyline. Fairy Tail's best known for its likable cast and absurd scenarios, but it is essentially a poor man's One Piece, but that's still solid enough for it to land on this list. 7th, Naruto or Naruto Shippuden. My first and one of my most favorite anime, Masashi Kishimoto's story of a young ninja rejected by his city working to one day become the leader of his village captured the imagination of every kid and teenager who grew up in the 2000s. Alongside Bleach and One Piece, Naruto would become part of Shonen Jump's Big Three. While Bleach lost quite a bit of its luster by the end, Naruto was just as strong as ever when it finished. Naruto was so popular it even wound up inspiring a monthly manga series based on Naruto's son, Boruto, adding a generational aspect to the series. The only thing holding the series back from even greater heights is the absurd amount of fillers. 6th, Dragon Ball Z. Though Dragon Ball Z isn't the first shonen anime ever, it's definitely the most influential. In one way or another, almost every other series on this list has taken inspiration from Dragon Ball Z. After all, what's a shonen series without a transformation? A training sequence? Even time skips were popularized with this series. It's true, Dragon Ball Z's lack of character development and generally simplistic plots can leave something to be desired even amongst shonen series, but we still have to pay homage to the genre's origins and acknowledge it's one of the most popular series of all time. 5th, One Piece. There are some pretty strong arguments for Eiichiro Oda's saga of Monkey D. Luffy and his gang of pirates in search of ultimate treasure being the best shonen series of them all. It stands as the last remaining member of Shonen Jump's Big Three over 20 years after it began, and Oda just keeps surprising people with new reveals and callbacks to plotlines from years prior. Supposedly Oda is around 80% done with the storyline now, but considering the length of the anime and manga, if that's an accurate number, the remaining 20% is still going to take some time. If there's only one flaw to the series, it has to be the pacing. 20 years of storytelling means they have to use quite a few tricks to slow things down and not outpace the manga. 4th, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Edward and Alphonse Elric's journey to recover their bodies after a mistaken attempt to bring their mother back to life using alchemy is definitely one of the most captivating stories in anime. That's why it's no surprise Hiromu Arakawa's manga received a second adaptation once it was clear her story was winding down. Admittedly, Brotherhood's early parts aren't quite as strong as the original series, it moves too fast. But that's because it has so much more to get to. New plot twists and character development come at a breathless pace before finally giving us a wonderfully satisfying ending, providing us with not only one of the best shonen anime ever but one of the best anime ever, period. 3rd, Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho is shonen anime distilled down to its very best, a cast of impossibly cool tough guys duking it out with awesome, terrifying villains. Yoshihiro Togashi's first major series, the mangaka mastered the shonen formula on his first try with the story of Yusuke Urameshi, a teenage delinquent who becomes a detective for the afterlife once he's brought back to life for saving a young girl. Aside from executing every shonen trope about as well as possible, the best thing about Yu Yu Hakusho is it is not too short, nor does it overstay its welcome. 112 solid episodes of goodness, then the credits roll. Plus, it has the greatest opening theme in anime. The anime that lies second on this list is Attack on Titan. Many people have argued about whether or not Attack on Titan should be considered a shonen anime or not, but the fact is that it was originally published in a shonen magazine and contains several elements of the genre. It is one of the most popular anime series of all time. The story is about survivors trying to survive in a world where man-eating titans exist. The story begins with the Shiganshina district being devastated by a titan attack after one of the walls is toppled, and grows from there. The most interesting part about this beautiful shonen is that the writer of the manga of Attack on Titan, Hajime Isayama, put himself in the shoes of the character and describes the emotions so realistically that one watching it can feel the emotions and suffering the character is going through. With every new season, this anime evolves, and after reading its manga, I can definitely say that the season 4 of this series is no more the same anime anymore. It is going to break every record and can be the greatest anime of all times. The first shonen on this list is Hunter x Hunter. The world of Hunter x Hunter is dangerous. At any moment, any character could make a poor decision or run into the wrong character, and wind up very, very dead. This is a world where, more often than not, even the main character is struggling to avoid being killed by vastly more powerful opponents, creating a constant sense of tension even when they're in the midst of a grand adventure. In this world, creator Yoshihiro Togashi deconstructs so much of what makes shonen series work and reassembles the tropes in a way to serve him, rather than the other way around. It's the superb amount of thought he puts into every arc and character that makes it forgivable that Togashi releases basically 20 chapters a year. I have no words to describe this anime, but the only word which is nearest to describe it is just epic. From the character development of both heroes and villains to the expression of the emotions, this anime stands at the pinnacle. The most interesting part about this masterpiece is that the world is not just saved by some 10 years old kid but by the one who is responsible for doing so. I highly recommend you these anime to watch if you want to start watching one. So that is it for this video, and I'll meet you in the next one. Till then, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos like this one. I'll be uploading videos in Hindi also, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos in Hindi language. Thank you for watching.